Hey guys, what's going on? Doing another upgrade on the 22 Pro R. I'm sure you guys have seen all the ball joints breaking on the 22 model. This little bitty shank on the factory, which I believe was upgraded the next year. And we've got the Blackops ball joints here. They're quite a bit bigger. Shank. They're rebuildable and adjustable and greasable. So that dust cap comes off. There's a little O-ring here, don't lose that. And then you can take them apart and rebuild them if you need to. They also, instead of having the snap ring, have the locking ring. You've got this locking ring that screws down instead of the snap ring. So really should be a better fit. They do recommend torquing this down to, I believe it's 90 foot-pounds, and putting a little bit of blue Loctite in their video. It's kind of a job I've already done the other side, just kind of get a feel for it. But you do need to undo upper and lower A-arm, brakes. You can leave the tie rod on. You got to undo the CV hub nut and split everything apart. We'll see if we can get to set up here where maybe we can video some of that. Hub nuts, 30mm, 2 brake rotor nuts, 16mm. Then these are 8mm. Take off that brake line holding, and you can strap up that top A-arm. I believe these are 15 on the top ball joint, just like all the old Polaris. And you can take a bungee and strap it up here to this frame mount. Also, on the other side, I went ahead and unhooked the sway bar link, which you kind of got to do that when you're working, get this lower A-arm freed up. I believe the bottom nut's 18mm on the factory ball joint, and the shock bolts are 21mm. Alright, we'll see if we can get set up, maybe video some of this here. And you will need a ball joint press to get them in and out a little easier. It's still kind of a pain the way these are inset in that arm, but ball joint press make it a lot easier than trying to beat them in and out with a hammer. Okay guys, you can get snap ring pliers. You may need a screwdriver to help. Once you get it out of the groove, you can just pop it off of here. Maybe. Okay, now our snap ring's off, and we're ready to press out this ball joint. Now I just got a cheap press off Amazon. If you guys don't have one, you can get one there, or Harbor Freight, and it'll get the job done for you. Alright, my cheap little ball joint press from Amazon ain't really got the right adapters I need, but it will work. That's kind of messed the boot up on the factory ball joint, but we don't really care because we're not going to use that anyway. So once you get it on there, you just got to tighten it down and press her on out. Alright, so we got the old ball joint out, and time to put in a new one. This, you want to make sure it's nice and smooth and clean. If your machine's pretty new, it probably is. Just got a little rust in there, you might take a little Scotch Brite or something, just clean it up, because the smoother that is, the easier your new one will go in. Alright, we got the new ball joint. Of course, you got to take this cap and the lock ring off of it. I did put a little bit of lube on it right here just to help with pressing it in. Blackops on their video shows using a ball joint press just straight on that stud. I'm not a huge fan of that because it could potentially maybe mushroom the threads. So if you can get your press set up where you're not doing that, it'd be best if you could get up on that collar here and press it. That's kind of how it really should be pressing them in. Alright, we'll see if we can get our press set up to push it in here. Alright guys, this is how I set mine up to put it back in. Your kit may be different, may have something better or worse, but I opted to go with this spacer where it's pressing on this lip ideally, because you don't really want to be pressing on that stud. I feel like that's something that probably shouldn't be done. So hopefully I got enough travel here with this spacer to get it all the way in. If not, we'll have to readjust. Alright, we'll come back once we get her in there. Alright, once you get it pressed flush, it's time to put this lock ring on. You just thread it on here. They do recommend putting a little bit of blue Loctite on it, and I am going to do that. And then like an 1 and 13/16 sockets will fit that. But you gotta, once you get it down so far, kind of hit some of the way these arms are made with this lip. It's hard to get a good bite on it. They recommend torquing them to 90 foot-pounds, so you may have to get a thin wall socket and then get them torqued up. On the other side, I actually ended up just using a big crescent wrench to get it, because I couldn't get my socket to stay on without slipping off, because like I said, that lip presses up at an angle. But you probably ought to get a socket that'll fit it good and torque it to the recommended 90 foot-pounds. Okay guys, we got the ball joint all the way in, tightened down, the Loctite, grease fitting. There's an O-ring that sits right here too, and we tighten down our dust cap. Now when you put this back together, this takes like a number 6 Allen. Fits in here in the bottom to hold that shaft still. So you can hold that while you tighten up that nut. Quite a bit bigger. The reason why he's upgrading. It's like 15/16 wrench. So I'll just save you some pain. The mistake I made, you know, normally once you get a ball joint to seat, you can just spin these on with your impact or whatever. Don't do that with these. Hold them with the wrench and the Allen, because if this spins, it will rip your boot. I know that because I messed up on the other one and just tried to do it normal and spin it up like I always do, and ripped the boot. So I got to get a replacement boot and fix that. So just saving you a little pain there for my mistake. So when you tighten it, hold your Allen and then in the middle and just tighten it with your wrench. Should be good. Okay guys, pretty much got everything back together. I do want to touch on a few things. This center nut on the hub calls for, I think it's 80 or 88 foot-pounds of torque. And I recommend getting out your torque wrench instead of just hammering that thing on, because if you over tighten it, it's probably going to wear on that unit bearing, and those ain't very cheap. Also, I do recommend, and you guys do what you want on your own rides, but I put a little bit of blue Loctite back on the brake hardware, and on anything I don't want to come loose, I put a little bit on the top ball joint bolt. I've never really had one of them back off on the Polaris, but these machines, you know, they'll run 90 mile an hour or so, so don't want anything coming off the front end. That's pretty much it. Any questions about the install, you know, you can leave a comment or whatever. And if you're wondering anything else about this machine, it is 22 Launch Edition Pro R. We are running 35-inch old bore rock monsters. Pretty happy with those so far. They're on Valor V3 bead locks. Haven't got to test them out in the rocks yet, but pretty excited to see how that's gonna go. We are riding Black Mountain and Wind Rock here in the next couple months. Still waiting on the tree kickers to come from L&W Fab. They're supposed to ship out next Monday, and the high clearance trailing arms. So we're gonna be doing a few other things. Probably gonna be doing a sub install. Got pack out stuff coming. Just let us know if you guys like to see anything else put on it. Should have a winch here this week too. Axon 5,500 pound. We're gonna be mounting it up on our Warren winch bumper. Opted to go that way. That way the winch is out here out front instead of hidden behind everything. So may have video on putting that on and wiring it up. And we have put the front camera on here already. It's real easy to do, guys. You can order that camera. Comes with the hole saw, and you just literally pop that piece of plastic off and drill that out. And there's a plug-in right here behind it, and it just plugs into the factory. If you got the right command, it'll work. You got to take this off, and this comes off, and then drill that hole, plug her in, and go. If you'd like to see a little video on that, comment. We can probably do that, take it back apart and show you guys. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Hey, also guys, Blackops does send a lot of nice stuff with just buying the ball joints. You got a couple nice stickers, keychain, a little koozie, a little neck gaiter. And you know, I told you as I ripped that ball joint, I reached out to them, and they're nice enough to send a new boot on their dime. I thought it was really cool. I was more than willing to pay for it, but they said they'd take care of it. Also, you guys are probably wondering why I was trying to jack that arm up when I was putting everything back together. Normally I wouldn't do that. I would do everything at full droop. But the old Pro R on 35s, she don't really fit in my workshop too good. So just so you know, before you guys comment a bunch of stuff about me trying to jack that up with the spring, I know that's really not what you should do, but sometimes workspace kind of limits what you can do and what you can't do. But I got it all back together. Hopefully don't break a ball joint and rip everything off the front end like you see everybody doing. I am not going to upgrade shock forks at this time, because I'd really like to buy a set of CA Tech front A-arms this winter and put on it, just get rid of the fork altogether. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.